In this video, we're going to focus on super common words in English. These 5 words are not like any words. These 5 words are super common. And by super common, I mean they're used almost all the time by native speakers, by English speakers, by fluent English speakers, the ones that they speak naturally, you know what I mean? If you want to learn and activate these 5 super common words that they're used in important situations, they're very important and they're very common. So if you want to learn them, and if you don't want to just learn them, you want to activate them, this is your video. So the first thing you need to know is that this channel's purpose is mainly on fluency. So if you want to become fluent, I use all the methods, I extract all the methods, I use a lot of personal experience. English is my second language. So a lot of tips throughout the video, also using the methods that can lead to your speaking, like helping you communicate meaningfully with the language, with the vocabulary that you're learning, with the grammar that we're learning together, and help you through the process of having the right mindset while thinking in English. Okay, having the right mindset while learning for fluency and for speaking purposes. So how should I think if I shouldn't translate, if I shouldn't memorize? Then what do I do? How do I start thinking in English? And how do I think in English the way that can lead to my speaking, and what do you exactly mean, right? So I'm here to guide you through that. We are going to do that practically by learning some of the most common words and grammar. As adults who are learning for speaking purposes, there's something you need to pay attention to, and I'm not gonna lie. The thing is, you need your conscious effort. While you're listening to me, you need to make the conscious effort. You need to want to learn. You need to want to learn. You need to want to think, okay? And try to make connections with the grammar, with the vocabulary, with the words, and to your real life. What do I mean? For example, if the word is pretty, so the definition, pretty, beautiful, basically. Well, beautiful. Think about and have the idea of beauty, beautiful. Something that is beautiful, something that has beauty is beautiful. Think about the idea, have the idea, and connect the idea with the definition in English. And think meaningfully, think harder and deeper about the definition. This way you will absorb the meaning, absorb the usage, and you will activate it naturally. And memorizing that will be a piece of cake afterwards, because now you have absorbed it. Memorizing it, it's easy for you to say it another thousands of times, but right now you can actually use it, which is our purpose. You have to think actively. You need to think deeper about the definitions, about the examples, and one more thing, you need to make connections with your own life. Beautiful. My mother is beautiful. This way, this thing is going to be in your mind, like literally forever, because you have things to remember the words with, because you have communicated with that meaningfully. You have connected that to your real life. It's now real and alive for you. That's why I'm here to help you and guide you through that, through the steps of that, help you. And we are here to think in English out loud with each other. And then as results, when you be able to formulate thoughts in English, thoughts and ideas in English, then speaking English is literally done. Done. Now you can speak English, basically. Now you can speak English because you can think in English. Basically, if you learn to think in English, it's over. Now you can speak in English. But not like forcing yourself to speak, not like trying so hard to remember because you have memorized, like trying so hard and analyzing every part to make sure you don't make a mistake. No, you naturally are going to use that. Naturally, automatically. So if all of this is your purpose, I'm going to help you with my consistent and structured lessons that are mainly focused on teaching you with these methods and making all of this easier for you. I mean, this is what I'm hoping for. So be with me, let's see what happens, and share with me any suggestions, anything you have in mind. Anything you have in mind, any suggestions you have, just share with me. I'll be happy. I'll be really happy to read them and see what's going on. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's just get through the lesson. For today's words are around the idea of decision making. Decision making, that's right. Pretty important, huh? Yeah, the topic is really important, and the words that I've chosen are really common and important words. So the first word is determine. 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 When you determine something, after thinking about it, after analyzing the situation, you make it clear and you choose that. Okay? You make it clear, you find the right thing, and you choose that. That's when you determine something. Okay? You do that firmly, strongly, to firmly decide or control an outcome. So to firmly decide or control an outcome, to control an outcome and make it clear, make the result clear. You control it. You make sure that the outcome is what you determined to be. I determined my plans for the summer. I determined them. After thinking about them, analyzing the situation, I finally made the decision. I chose it. I made it clear. So I determined my plans for the summer. Now let's read the examples together. She determined to finish the project by Friday, no matter what. She determined to finish the project. She decided on finishing the project. She decided, and she made it clear for herself that, okay, I will finish the project by Friday. By Friday, no matter what. So she determined, she firmly decided and controlled the outcome of finishing the project by Friday. Judge will determine the truth based on the evidence. He checks it out. He finds the truth about it. He determines the truth and he chooses that. So he will determine the truth based on the evidence. So he will find it out and choose it. After analyzing, after thinking about it, he will choose it and determine that, make it clear based on the evidence that he has. Your choices today determine your future. Your choices, the decisions you make right now. For example, what could be your choices? For example, you are a 15-year-old. Your choices, either to always play video games or to be lazy, irresponsible, will determine your future. You chose to just play with video games. Now, in the future, all he has is his skills in playing video games. That's it. So your choices, the choices you make, you say, for example, I want to exercise, will determine your future, will make your future clear, will decide for your future. And you will have a future based on the decisions you make. So it will determine your future, the choices you make right now. The adjective of today is decisive. When someone is decisive, they can make firm, strong, and quick decisions. Quickly. They can make good decisions quickly whenever they want to because they're decisive. They can make good decisions whenever they want to. In any time, they can make good decisions. For example, leaders are decisive. They can make good and firm and strong decisions whenever is needed. For example, quickly, long-term, short-term. She made a decisive choice to leave her job and start her own business. She made a decisive choice. A decisive choice. A choice that makes things clear. A choice that has the ability to choose. You know what I mean? A decisive choice. A choice that is deciding for her. She made a decisive choice. She made a strong, firm choice to, for example, leave her job and start a new business. This was strong, this was firm, this was at the right time, so it was decisive, a decisive choice. His goal in the final minutes was the decisive moment of the game. Decisive moment of the game. The moment that decides for the game and makes things clear And the results are based on that because it is choosing and it is deciding for the game. So it is a decisive moment. How something had the strong final effect, like decided the result of the game. Decisive moment. Resolution is a noun. Resolution is common, mostly in business, law, in rules, and systems. Why? Resolution is a determined and powerful decision or plan for doing something. A firm decision to do something is a resolution. It could be made by a group of people, usually a group of people in a system, in a serious workplace. They give a resolution, or it could be made personally for personal purposes. And so let's read the examples. His New Year's resolution was to learn Spanish. His New Year's important decision for that year was to learn Spanish. So the committee passed a resolution to reduce waste. The committee, you see, a group of people. Resolution, they made a very firm decision and strong, and they stated that as their resolution about reducing waste. So the committee passed a resolution to reduce waste with the purpose of reducing waste. She made a resolution to stand up for herself. And she made a resolution to stand up for herself. She made a resolution. She made a firm and stated a firm decision. It's a firm decision that you state, like you strongly state that. It's a resolution. That's a resolution. She made a resolution to stand up for herself. She decided from then on to stand up for herself, to, for example, defend her rights, or to be stronger, to be more confident. The synonyms, one of the very common kind of the synonym of determine, establish, set or decide strongly and kind of publicly. When we determine something after analyzing and thinking about something, we decide on its truth and what is the right thing here, and we make things clear and we go for that. We determine that. But establish something is like when you clearly and strongly state, the focus is on the fact that you're strongly stating and setting this new rule, this new decision that you have made. So scientists established a link between diet and heart disease. They made it clear, they decided on this, they determined this, but they stated that and said that. You know what I mean? Said that as a kind of a rule or as a new thing, as if they're connected. They said that. Treaty established new trade rules. Usually establish new rules. We set new rules and set them and make them clear. Let's establish clear goals before we start. Let's set for ourselves. Let's make clear and set for ourselves. Let's say firmly, do these things. We start anything, let's just see what we are going for. Let's set. Let's make it clear and establish it, make it clear, write it somewhere, or make it like set that. These are the goals that we're trying to achieve. Let's just do this before we start. Let's establish our goals, make them clear before we start. Have the same meaning. You can't say, okay, I use this instead of that and it's wrong. No, it's not wrong. But if you want to be fluent, you need to get the little differences. And the opposite, now let's talk about the opposite, kind of the opposite of determine. Hesitate. When we hesitate, we delay or we're unsure. Either we have fear or we have doubts or we're not sure about something. We just don't make that decision immediately. We don't make decisions. We hesitate, we wait and stop and delay that. This is basically hesitate. Don't hesitate. Speak up if you disagree. Don't hesitate. Don't wait unnecessarily. Don't wait when it's not needed to wait. You need to make the decision. So when it's the time to make the decision and to determine something and to establish something, you wait and you delay and you don't do that. This is hesitating. You're hesitating. So don't hesitate. Speak up if you disagree. If you disagree with him, speak up for yourself. Tell him that you disagree. He hesitated before jumping into the cold water. He hesitated, waited. He hesitated, he waited, he delayed. Here it's because of the fear, obviously, before jumping into the cold water. Fear? No, not fear. It needs courage. So sometimes for things that needs a lot of courage, we hesitate a little bit. We wait a little bit because it's a big thing to do. So he hesitated before jumping into the cold water. He waited a little bit. He waited and he didn't do it. Leaders who hesitate lose opportunities. Hesitate in general meaning basically means when you hesitate, you always make decisions late and you're not really successful at making good decisions at the right time. So you wait too much, you delay making the decisions, and you hesitate, you wait. Leaders who hesitate lose opportunities. So leaders who hesitate, leaders who wait too much for whatever reason, doubt, fear, or things like that, they lose the opportunities. They lose the opportunities for growth. They waited too much, the opportunities go away. Now they don't have them anymore. You need to make good decisions quickly and at the right time so that you don't lose the opportunity. So when you hesitate as a leader, you lose the opportunities. So much for watching. If you want structured and consistent lessons of vocabulary and grammar like this one, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Thank you so much. Bye for now.